may have to leave a little early here because of inclement weather in this area. I live in a place where we get some rough stuff happening with some regularity. And who knows, there could be tornadoes. We were warned of strong thunderstorms, but they did say, well, there could possibly be a tornado as well, which is not wrong. There could be a tornado as well. And I hear some rumbling off in the background, and no, it's not the rumbling sounds in the music. Don't push that crate all the way, I'm sure. And I'm assuming that in order to proceed here, we have to push these crates onto these floor panels to open the doors that match the symbols. That just seems like it's kind of an obvious design cue. I've played more than one video game, I swear. So I recognize things like that. It's just an extremely video game design sort of design. Yeah, I know, I could have worded that better, but oh well. Let me now push this crate some more. And that, yeah, we heard the noise in the background. See, not so hard. Oh. Then we get ambushed by this guy. As we're going up the stairs, that dude waited. He knew that he could have attacked us earlier, but he chose not to. You know what? Fair enough. I'm going to pull up my list of Shadow Pokemon here just to be sure, but I think this dude's Beedrill is Shadow. Yeah, there we go. Told you. Alright, so let's try to not just instantly murder that thing. That seems like a pretty good idea. Although goodness knows that even if we try otherwise... Like, we were not trying to kill that shelter earlier, but the game was just like, yeah, by the way, it's not gonna live. Hey, Roundy, how's it going? And Irene, how are you? Oh no, we can't switch out. I don't know that I was likely to do that anyway, but hey. Oh, okay. So, Follow Me keeps pulling even after that Pokemon dies. A bit tired. No, I understand that, actually. That happens quite easily. And Roundy, how is the SMB3 rando been going? I saw some of that. The multiple of them that you ended up doing because of... running into a couple of issues there. Ah, yes, I love when the game just soft locks. That's quite helpful. Okay, let's chip these two down a little bit. Hope that Bite isn't an instant kill. I mean, Pidgeotto doesn't really have stats, but it lived through that. Oh, wait, no. I think Pidgeotto is the one that's in a position where we can try to capture it now. Thankfully, I've got these Ultra Balls to make things easier. Well, I didn't say it would necessarily be successful, but... Roselia, do you have sleep powder? No. Did it not get sleep powder, or did I just skip giving it that? Ampharos, we know, has Thunderwave. Oh, what an annoying thing to have. I'm sure that Ampharos is going to... I was going to say is going to fail me, but somehow, no, actually. Yeah, meanwhile, Ursaring does not care about much of anything here. Alright, now we get back to throwing Ultra Balls at the Pidgeotto. See, that wasn't that hard. We just had to actually land the paralysis, I guess. Alright, now Beedrill is using Shadow Hold again, which doesn't really matter to us. What's going to matter more is the fact that Ampharos is going to probably keep hitting itself in the face. Because I know how the Confusion RNG goes. Badly. Oh, so much for that. Hey, static landed, so we don't have to worry about spamming T-Wave until the Confusion decides to... And in fact, the Confusion decided to work immediately, so... That's fine. Do this again. Gotta work eventually, come on. And there we go. We got 2 more Shadow Pokemon, because, yeah, the encounters now contain 2 guys for us to catch each. Wonderful. Not even remotely a problem at any point. I'm sure that everything will just stay this simple forever. And by that I mean, oh boy. With how our supply tends to go, we're gonna run out early. Actually, I guess in theory, it's probably not a bad idea to go pick up some more items, is it? As we escape from this weird diamond pyramid thing. God, this is just such a... Listen, I know that the Pokemon games are full of weird landmarks that don't make sense why they would exist, but that is such a video game location. Above most of the rest of them. Just... what a strange decision. Anyway, this guy's got items, so we can come in here, we can buy some of these. Yeah, I think 20 will do, and we'll grab 10 timer balls, because we will need those eventually. For the time being, I'm not picking up any more healing items. Even though it would probably be smart or something, but... That won't stop me or trick me into doing it. Oh yeah, other way. Just checking, I guess. Or maybe I forgot. Wait, there's no reason for me to... Alright, where is he at, actually? Let me go find this out real quick. Realgam Tower. Well, we can wait for that then, because we are not going to be at a good enough level to actually deal with that yet. So, yeah. Pick up a couple of hyper potions and get into another encounter with this guy. Absol and Smeargle. Now, I remember that there is a Shadow Smeargle. Is this it? It is not. This is just kind of there because they needed a Pokemon, I guess. Well, either way, Ursaring can take care of both of these by herself, rather. Forgot what gender the Pokemon are because it matters not at all in this sort of period. I'm surprised we didn't one-shot that Smeargle because Smeargle has almost no stats, but I guess Celio isn't really fully evolved. Yeah, decent animation there. I mean, the model is looking a little bit polygon-ish, but aside from that... Ah, dang. Meanwhile, Tentacruel, I don't think... Yeah, no Shadow Tentacruel for us. Which is kind of unfortunate in a way, because that's a pretty good Pokemon. Which almost kind of makes clear that they wouldn't allow us to have that, right? Oh no, that Pokemon is actually decent. Can't let you do that, Star Fox. Stop that. Ooh. Get that thing out of here. Hooray for a really easy battle, but less hooray for Ursaring getting paralyzed. So let's take a quick look over this direction and see if there's literally just a... No, not literally just a wall. There's this going on, so we can go through here. Pick up an HP up. Talk to these two strange women at a computer here. Yeah, I guess you'd call us acquaintances. Mostly I'm going to help him get acquainted with me beating his ass. Wait. Let's go back and heal instead of using an item, because we can, in fact, just heal instead of using an item. Yep. Yeah, I figured there'd be another one of these at some point. This place sure is long. One of the upsides, though, of how this all works, at least, is that they did give us a healing station at the bottom of the place, so... And there's no random encounters, so it's not like, oh, you gotta go all the way back through all these Zubats in order to go heal yourself. No, no, thank goodness. It's not like that. Hey, cool, we lowered a stat that doesn't matter for that Pokemon. Neat. Meanwhile, Noctowl probably would be able to take that Aurora Beam. because it does have some special defense. It just might not live much longer after that. Yeah, see, it's not going to live very long after that. It just is able to take 2 of those, I guess. But, whatever. Big whoop. It's not going to do a ton to us anyway. And somehow this Mighty Hyena did not die. And it was able to roar at us, and we end up with Claydol being sent out. That's not ideal, but I think we can get away with it. Hyper Beam feels like a bit of a waste, but that's fine. I think this guy just did that in order to split up my EXP and be annoying. Okay, yeah, this person has 2 Shadow Pokemon. I've just been looking ahead to see how many more we had to worry about in this area, and there are 4 trainers left in this location, period, who have Shadow Pokemon, other than the boss. And 2 of them have 2 each, and the other 2 have 1 each. Boss has 2 for some reason, but yeah. I don't think Jumpluff is going to live through that. Yeah. Because the sheer amount of damage going on there would be a little bit much. Tangela. Here's our first of the 2 shadows we have to catch here. Unfortunately, no one-shot for Azumarill for us. Shadow Rave. What is this? Oh, it's an area of effect damage. Kind of like Shadow Wave, but more, I guess. Well, all right then. Yeah, we got the Paralyze in one go. Excellent. Now, while this is going, I'll be right back. I'm back. Just gotta pay attention to that weather, because, yeah, just in case things get bad. I'm sure it'll probably be fine, but still, just in case. Now, you see, this is interesting because Slash is potentially pretty good, but also Return kind of covers what we would want to do with that anyway. Because the damage on Return... the base damage is 102, and now that we have the Friendship maxed out, which we should by now anyway... Meanwhile, Slash is only 70, but technically it does have a higher crit rate. I'm going to actually skip this. Even though that's probably not the best use of my resources, but hey. And here's a Shadow Butterfree at level 30. Which definitely feels like a strange choice. Celio is taking a bit of a beating. Yeah, with that 30-some damage, eesh. That is pretty rough. We would like to get that thing off the field as quickly as possible, I believe. So I may just throw a ball at it right away next turn and have Ampharos try to paralyze Butterfree, which by try, I mean, surely it's going to succeed, but yeah. Tangle is at half health and paralyzed, and we're using an Ultra Ball. This should work. Yeah, see, I told you it wouldn't be that bad, right? Somehow. You know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw a ball early, even though I probably should not be so cavalier with such things, but hey. Yeah, see, not quite. Yeah, this is a bit of an issue that Ursaring needs to try to not attack this turn, because otherwise I do kind of worry I might squish this thing. Backwards. Go heal again. Yes, I'm going to keep abusing the free heal machine if they give it to me that easily, so... This may not be the most interesting way of doing things, but... Critical part here is that it works, and it works really well. Yeah, it's fine. We'll find him again eventually, I'm sure. What are you doing here? Oh, you're actually able to challenge me to a battle. Opening with Ariados and Giraffarig. Target that with Ursa Ring because I think it'll probably be stronger compared to the spider. Vile Plume. Yeah. Once again, a Pokemon that never fails to disappoint, or always disappoints, or something like that. It's one of those type of ideas. So we'll see if it can stand up to a hit this time or not. I usually find that it has problems there. But yeah, this one actually managed to tank that. Oh well. I think Celio evolves at 44 or something. So it will be a minute before we actually manage to upgrade that, but that's okay. And he's got another Intimidator out there. Wow. Yes, fair enough. It's built around a strategy on some level, this team. At least I think. And that strategy is slowing me way, way down. Alright, just keep pressing the same buttons this time. The ultimate shadow Pokemon. Well, I think we saw that a little bit earlier in the cutscene, so that, I don't think, is any real news. A 14% loss in manufacturing productivity. You've calculated that on that level? Alright, Snidle. Whatever kind of name that is. This guy just loves his percents, doesn't he? Ooh, he's got a Shedinja. So, I don't have a move on the front of my team here to actually deal with that right now. So I just kind of have to hit this guy with as much damage as I can in order to remove his Wobbuffet so that way I can switch. Alright, he's got Vibrava out there. I can take down Vibrava with a single ice move, I think. So we'll swap Ursaring out for... I mean, Claydol has Ancient Power. Roselia doesn't really have a way to deal with it. Houndoom, of course, has multiple ways of dealing with this thing, so why not? And he's got Magneton. That is pretty nice, actually. That could probably be a fair... Oh, what? It's using Dig. I don't think I even knew that it could learn Dig, so that's... great. Use Bite in that general direction, and there we get hit by Shadow Hold here. I mean, yeah, I guess the main way that it makes sense in terms of anything ultimately kind of comes down to, well, Nincada can probably learn Dig, so giving it to something that's an evolution thereof, even if it is split off due to the weird mechanics involved. But yeah, let's remove that Shedinja from the field. And it's using Shadow Rave. Ouchies. It's a little unfortunate. But we're gonna... I was gonna say we're gonna chip it down, and we did get the para, so that's good. This turn shouldn't kill it. And if we're lucky, we'll get a flinch or a paralysis proc. And nobody on our side of the field will die. Oh, we were cutting it real close there. And we got the flinch. Hell yes. Let us get that in our party right now. Honestly, I almost don't even have to choose a non-damaging move for Houndoom, but just in case. Let's be sure here. Let's be absolutely sure Excuse me. Oh! I actually didn't know that, so... Neat. I did not know that was a thing. I just wouldn't have expected it to because it's, well... kind of this inanimate bug shell. And we got this system lever, so I assume that is a key item that we need for a little bit further up. But first of all, we're going a little bit further back and go heal. Yeah, like I alluded to, Magneton may end up being a Pokemon that I end up using as my electric type instead. But I do kind of like Ampharos. I guess we'll see at some point. If I decide to change my mind, because the downside is always, oh yeah, I've got to raise this Pokemon up to the level of the rest of my party. Which right now, I mean, yes, things are a little bit scattered, but I'll deal with that guy over there in a second. I just want to take a quick look around here and see. Because this is a very open floor. We are right near the top of the pyramid, so... Oh, we can't go up that, even though it looks like stairs. As we got this swole guy with his goofy arm swing as he walks around. Probably because I'm pretty sure that's basically just the bodybuilder model with a different skin. Yeah, that Golem is not going to have a good time. Maybe the Machoke won't either. I couldn't tell you for sure what sort of... Oh, it's dead in one hit. Trying to say hit and shot at the same time. Whoops. I'm pretty good at that whole saying two words at once thing. By good, I mean... Honestly, we shouldn't reward that. Yeah, there's probably a pretty good reason for it to not be in Gen 9, because then you have to look at the concept of, alright, how do we balance this against the fucking gimmick of the generation, which is terrestrialization and giving it air balloon and Terra Electric. That wouldn't really be great. Although it would be funny to see it show up in a raid again, much like the Dynamax raid Shedinja that was in Gen 8 occasionally. That was really entertaining. Oh, hey, great whiff, buddy. Meanwhile, yeah, obviously Crobat's getting at least a couple of hits in here. Meanwhile, Shedinja only had Fortress only has rapid spin and like takedown and stuff. Fortress isn't really a good attacking mon. The Crobat, however, is getting hits in and doing real damage. Not a lot of it, but compared to the other mon, yeah, it's getting some stuff done. Okay, there should be 2 more guys, and judging by one of the names that I recognize there, one of them is a repeating character, so I think that'll be basically sort of a prelude to the boss of the zone. And this guy... Excuse me, this guy's got 2 shadow Pokemon for us to capture. Clean these guys up if we're able to. So the funny thing about the Dynamax Shedinja raid, if nobody has ever seen this, so unsurprisingly, it starts the fight, it puts up a huge number of shields. If you break that with anything, and by that means 1 shield gets broken, it just dies instantly. So it's like the game is trying to trick you into thinking that the mechanics are different when they're exactly the same. It is genuinely just, hey, you take the win on this one in the exact same way that you would otherwise. And oh, triple kick. Yeah, I was going to say that. The damage on triple kick ramps up per hit from base power 10 to 20 to 30. So I had a feeling after I saw how much damage I was taking from the second hit that I was dead on that one, which is unfortunate. However, each of them has a 90% accuracy roll. So you can just whiff some of those hits. And it's a little bit ridiculous. Meanwhile, yeah, that guy is quite stout. Hariyama, as usual, flexing its gigantic HP stat. Oh, hey, Venomoth. That's a good Pokemon. It's also a shadow Pokemon. Venomoth feels like very underrated on some level. It is definitely the best Gen 1 bug. Which a lot of people will be like, actually, and then a lot of people will be like, oh, that's not really much standard at all. To which I say about the former, shut up, and the second, yes. But technically, it's something. It is, in fact, a statistic. And Weepin' Bell for this guy's last Pokemon, which is his other shadow type. So again, I gotta approach these with a certain amount of care. Because I can't Psybeam this Weepin' Bell. I'm pretty sure that if I Hyper Beam it, it will also die. Ancient Power, though, it will be partially protected from its grass type. Yeah, dude, at this point, I just assume that every one of these shadow Pokemon has Shadow Hold or something similar to prevent me from switching to a Pokemon that has my paralysis move. Oh no, not my evasiveness. A thing that absolutely matters. I mean, I guess they could use the whatever that shadow move is that can confuse both enemy Pokemon, and that might be a bit of a problem. That crit wasn't great. I'm not a very big fan of having that happen to me, but... Oh, I was apparently clicked out for a second there. Let's do this, and Claydol is going to ultimately kind of be my sit around and do nothing Pokemon for a moment here. Oh, I hear a noise. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I got a bail, because that might be the... That might be a weather alert. I'm gonna go double check real quick with someone outside. And by outside, I don't mean outside of the house. Okay, yeah, we're fine for now, at least. It seems like we're just in the path of some thunderstorms right now. And that is it. Let's try doing something like this. Although there were tornadoes in the south of the state and over in Indiana, so... You know, not necessarily far, far away from us. But apparently, our particular part of Illinois, we're safe still. But I was concerned, and I heard the noise, and it was, in fact... We got a new weather radio that's just kind of set up in the hallway. In an area where all of us can hear a little bit. So, yeah. Okay, So now I'm going to try and body slam Venomoth. I think we'll be okay in terms of just not killing it right away. Yeah, that's perfectly fine damage. So now it should be within range for us to be able to hit it with just ball it and be done. Probably. Yeah, see, shockingly easy, although slightly nerve-wracking, and there was a lot of setup there of, like, I can't switch, so I have to let Pokemon die in order to get set up to capture better. It is kind of a pain. This would be a bad game to try to do a no-death run with. Unless you had some other sort of limitations that made it acceptable to sacrifice the Pokemon the other guy had. I pressed the button a couple times too many there. Whoops. I mean, on some level, yeah. Okay, so what's going to happen here probably is we go up here, and first thing we do is we pick up this item. Ooh, TM26. Earthquake. That's pretty nice. Unfortunately, we do kind of exist in a period where, because everything is double battles, we have to use that with a little bit more caution. Lest we accidentally end up harming our own teammates. Psychic. Do we have... We can literally only teach that to Claydol. That's unfortunate as hell. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt can only be learned by Ampharos. That is not terribly surprising. Shadow Ball, I think last time we were able to discern, was only learnable by Houndoom, which is quite unfortunate, actually. I would love to be able to teach that to Ursaring somehow. Because remember, in this era, Ghost type is physical. I'll feed Celio this Water Pulse TM, because Water Pulse is not an amazing move, and also Water Gun is actually just so bad that I'm quite willing to do something like that. Hey, you. I feel like we should have snuck up on him and been like, yeah, things on your desk. Probably. And then just disappeared. And then started messing with the machine while he ran off. Or just wait for him to run off, I suppose. And do things that way. But, hey. Use Water Pulse on Grumpig, because that should be a little bit more damage right now. And return on the Seadra. Anyway, this guy doesn't have shadow Pokemon. It's someone else. He does, however, have that thing, which will die instantly to Water Pulse, basically. And it might even be so slow that we can get in there without any trouble. With no fear of reprisal from that particular creature. Hey, nice. Level 37. We're getting pretty close to 40, which is nice. That would allow us to actually do some stuff at Realgam Coliseum, I believe. I mean, technically we could probably do it earlier, but it wouldn't be very easy. Lastly, sending in Piloswine. We can just break in one hit, basically. Or not, it's going to use Endure. I like how camera up looks high. Yeah, it does, actually. Now that you mention it. Yeah. Yeah, there goes Sea King. Oh god, and he's using Dig. That after Endure. Oh jeez. This guy's really making this one garbage Pokemon last way longer than it really reasonably should. Hold up, what's our current situation here? Yeah, let's switch Ampharos up to the front, and... yeah, let's just do that and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's kind of that. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I think they'll probably shut the base off and maybe roast anybody who's in that building. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I recognize that guy a little bit. There's Smarton again. Oh, you're going to get your ass kicked, buddy. And not just by me. And somehow Cacturne is the fastest Pokemon on the field right now. That's worrying on several levels, and also I can't believe that Huntail is that slow, actually. Wow. It's trying to bring the rest of us down to its level. Wheezing, huh? That would probably be a good thing to switch out against. But I'm just going to try to stay in for now. Get hit with the accuracy reduction, of course. I see he's got a cocaine bear too, which is... Hey, this dude's got a good Pokemon. Alright. We'll switch Ampharos out because we'd prefer to preserve our utility Pokemon's life a little bit. Ah, yeah, here we go. This is his shadow Pokemon, is Arbok. Which genuinely is kind of a terrible Pokemon on several levels. Oh, boy. My friend, you do not have good taste. Do I have Super Potions still? Or is a Hyper Potion, other than the one regular potion, basically our best right now? Our, well, least overkill, I guess. Because the regular potion at this point is probably not going to do jack shit for us. I'm certainly hopeful that Celio doesn't kill with Body Slam or get anywhere near its paralyzes. Yeah, not even remotely dangerous damage there. Nothing for us to worry about here. Swap out Ampharos. Or swap Ursaring out for Ampharos, rather. Yes, we landed a paralysis. Excellent. don't think anyone in our party has status effects to worry about with that. But just in case. Oh, right, it has a really long animation, I forgot. Okay, I think at this point we're probably just gonna get this capture for free. So yeah, we got that guy, and do we have a chance to heal before we have to fight Gorrigan? Please let me have a chance to heal before I fight Gorrigan. I'm gonna try going around here. I mean, his office is wide open, so... Since he has definitely just left a path for us, that's pretty good. Gladly accept that. Alright, let's go in here. And there he is sitting behind the desk, and he's got some kind of fancy looking goggles going on. Yeah, you're gonna have a real bad time now, buddy. Look at him doing a jump like that. That's kind of impressive. Oh, I see. He's Gorrigan because he resembles a gorilla in his behaviors. Unfortunately, that name is also quite close to Gorgon, so, like, that doesn't fit him. But I get the other part. And Laren using Protect, and that's unfortunate. I assume that he's doing some sort of one Pokemon protects, the other one uses an area attack strategy. A bit like Dakim in Coliseum 1, who basically did that with Earthquake. So, of course, I don't know for sure if that judgment is going to bear out in the long run, but hey. And that's 2 of his Pokemon down. Now, if you did the math from earlier based on what I explained about the number of Shadow Pokemon here, you will probably have guessed that Gorrigan has 2. Alternately, you probably now know because I just told you. So those are the two Pokemon that he's got in reserve now, are his two Shadow Pokemon. Which, if I recall what the list said correctly, are Hypno and Primeape. Now, of course, I don't remember most of the time, so we'll just have to assume. Yeah, he's got Primeape, which... Good lord, look at the face. Compared to the other Pokemon that we've seen here. That is not looking so hot, actually. That is underwhelming. I guess they didn't update the textures for these guys. Yeah, from Nice and Late into the Sonic Adventure 2 split stories. How'd you know it was a fake emerald? Because you just told me. Clearly, I've got to lean into doing an actual, what's his name? Alfred voice for that. I don't think that's necessary. So, things are going to get a little bit weird here, I think. I've got to do a switch, and in this case, the Pokemon that I'm going to switch in is going to be Claydol, I think. And we'll Thunder Punch the Ursaring. And basically, there isn't really a good way to go about either guaranteeing that we keep the Primeape safe, or the Shadow Pokemon that's coming in, for that matter. Nice giant wrench, dude. Well, I guess he is supposed to be the tech guy here. Yeah, I couldn't guarantee that we could, like, make everything work that turn without a switch. So we're not going to end up in a position where we've got the Hypno switching in and getting immediately T-waved, unfortunately. Now, thankfully, Claydol has moves that will help it chip both of these Pokemon without killing either of them, provided that it holds up, which admittedly is a bit of a tall order here. And realistically, ooh, you've got an area of effect special move. I probably should be worrying about Hypno first. Ouch! Wow, holy shit, that was stupid amounts of damage. Yeah, that's rough. That's not great, dude. So, my life is probably about to be full of no small amount of our Pokemon getting knocked down as I try to chip these guys very carefully. Yeah, that did almost nothing, probably because Hypno has really good special defense. In fact, Leech Seed may do more damage per turn. I don't know for sure, and ouch! That's... Yeah, well, we know that that Pokemon is dying right now. I think I have to go for more just neutral hits on these guys, because they may, especially... Like, okay, I know that Hypno is kind of sturdy. I wasn't really expecting Primeape to be able to take anything. We're going to try and do this setup here. if I could get flinches and or confusion going, that would be huge for me, but I'm sure that that's not going to happen. Oh, well, we got a flinch on Primeape. No confusion for Hypno, though, so... That means that Claydol is going to the pile. Meanwhile, Houndoom is taking a chunk, and... in that case, Celio come in, and... I mean, Celio is not likely to live too long, but it should last just long enough for me to do what I need to here. Which is going to be to Body Slam Hypno, I think. And then use Bite on Primeape again. Look at it just flop like that. Okay, they're both chipped down to a place that is fairly safe for me to try to ball them, I think. And yeah, Hypno didn't do nothing. Yes, good. Excellent. All right, throw the ball at Hypno and attempt to bite Primeape. Yay! That's one of these two gotten. This guy is so far proving easier than the earlier boss fight we had, but on the other hand, we are a much better level, so that will probably do it. That will probably cause that sort of thing to happen to us. Meanwhile, Primeape should now be in a position to basically be a guaranteed catch. Yay! We did it! We got all these Pokemon. And he starts doing more of his hurt monkey thing. No way, no no ifs or buts. Ands, however, are still on the table, I guess. Oh, he's going to try to blow the place up here. Meanwhile, Greevil says, "Get good, scrub." Oh no, you mean Mr. Varich is... Wow, who could have imagined that a guy whose name is a shortened version of Very Rich is actually a guy whose name is a shortened version of Greed and Evil? Wow. Well, that's because you didn't plan for the fact that you're the villain in this picture, you fool. Yeah, it's resistant to purification, yeah, because you painted it purple. Also, your HQ is on Citadark Isle, is what you decided to call it. Well, I can't really be like, wow, how unsubtle. The guy's name is Greevil. I literally just went over that part. So, that's kind of normal, really, on some level. It's an impregnable fortress. Buddy, you are just asking for somebody to impregnate that thing when you say that. Well, we can just launch ourselves there with a catapult, maybe? Oh, it's because you don't remember, do you, monkey man? You're too busy thinking about bananas. Right? Oh, yeah, don't forget to pick up this thing here. Ooh, a list of the manufactured shadow Pokemon. That seems quite handy, actually. So we can get this info, I think. Yeah, Shelter, we already know that we don't have that. So we can also see the rest of the list here. We've got Raticate, Golduck, Sableye, Dodrio, Farfetch'd, Altaria. A lot of flying types. Kangaskhan. Ooh, do love me some Kangaskhan. Bayonet, Magmar, Pinsir, Magcargo. Why? Rapidash, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Lickitung, Scyther, Chansey, Solrock, which fits with the Lunatone we got earlier, Starmie, Electabuzz, Swellow. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart and I thought that was Swalot, not Swellow for a second. I was like, why do we have that when we already have Gulpin? Snorlax. Yo, Snorlax. Poliwrath, Mr. Mime, Dugtrio, Manectric, Salamence, Marowak, Lapras, Lugia, Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, Tauros, Rhydon, and Exeggutor, and Dragonite, and Togepi? I mean, why not, dude? So, operating under the assumption that that's all in Citadark Isle, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 16, 17. $38 in one dungeon. That is sounding like a pretty big place. Might help to get some more information about what's going on then. Because I guess the other part is we're going to have to find a way to get ourselves air mailed over there. Oh, yeah, Mirabee is somewhere out there. Yeah, wrong. That's a separate item that we have to check. Whoops. Where's he at? He's at Pyrite Town. Nice and easy. Excellent. You'd like to hear that. Uh-oh, did they find out that we were kicking their asses? Hey, what's that dude freaking out about? The abducted shadow Pokemon was a Dragonite. Huh. Yeah, that was on our list somewhere. Hmm. Yeah, it sounds like Folly and Trudley may have actually pulled something off. Assuming I'm remembering their hairstyle well enough. And ultimately, I probably am not, but hey. Moreover, we gotta go to Pyrite Town and go do a pretty easy Coliseum challenge to try and get that shelter. Hey, you guys. Yeah, good luck with that Beavis and/or Butthead. That is not likely to work for you. Just do whatever through these. Hey, there he is. Let's do this. He's opening up with not the Shadow Pokemon. That's a slight shame, but oh well. Well, do I try to hit this thing with Water Pulse? I think it might work. I'm certainly hoping. Actually, I want to take a look at my stats here. Yeah, we are carrying the Mystic Water, though. But on the other hand, we definitely are weaker than Houndoom was, so... using a weaker move... It should be fine, right? Shelter isn't that weak. Yeah, see, we're good. And this should just be a free capture. Go. On to round 3 out of 4. Meanwhile, Ampharos can just Thunder Punch cast form. I mean, obviously, we don't have to try that hard on these fights. We have almost a 20 level advantage, but still. Alright, just 2 body slams back to back should do this fine. Oh. Yeah, I definitely don't need rest in this. Come on. Get that out of here. I'm trying to learn Snore. Well, I mean, good time to learn it, right? At the same time as a move that just puts you straight to sleep. Wow, we didn't hit the Magnemite at all. That's unfortunate. It's because we got faked out, so... Yeah, and it's going to happen again, right? So that way Magnemite can continue to use a Sonic Boom, I guess. Yeah, see, still easy, just slightly annoying. Okay, so I guess I've got to make a decision if I really want to get that Magneton out. I should look and see if it can get Thunder Wave in this game, because it might be barred from that. And quite frankly, if we don't have that, well, then the whole deal doesn't matter. Okay, there's a move tutor that can give Magneton Thunder Wave. So, I think, everybody, for a start here... How many boxes do we have? I'm just curious, because... Yeah, we have 8 boxes in this game for Pokemon storage. Which kind of makes sense with how much that we've already gotten there. So... Take... Son of a... Of course. Oh, no, I didn't want to use that. I actually just kind of want to go in here and... Item storage. Deposit our PP up. Deposit these 2 rare candies. Deposit the charcoal for now. Deposit the never melt ice. Yeah. Deposit the sharp beak, the hard stone. We're not using those right now. White herb is probably a one-off, so we don't really want to use that. Same with the King's Rock. Pills. Do we care about the pills? I don't think we care about the pills. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to take a look at our items just out of curiosity. We only do have 2 rare candies. All right. Good to know. I feel like I'm talking a little fast here. We're not quite at like auctioneer speeds yet, but I'm talking a little bit fast suddenly, I guess because I had a lot to get out. Maybe I should practice doing that even faster and just actually go full on into like, hey, learn to talk so fast that you could do auctioneer stuff. We're going to pick up the items off of all of these Pokemon as well real quick. Because that way I don't forget. Also, we can probably give the Miracle Seed to Roselia. And that will help it a little bit, I think. Oh, oops. I wish I could just have like a move items command. It would take a couple of Pokemon games before they'd let you do that. We take that and... Here, let's move Ampharos over here. So that way the arrangement doesn't bother me later. Meanwhile, we go into Magneton's summary here. It has 3 shadow moves right now. Yeah, I'm going to give it the magnet this way and take the Metal Coat. Metal Coat, which is the only one of those type buffing items that is also an evolution item. Why is it like that? I don't know. But it does also mean that those tend to be even more limited than some of the others in these games. And it really doesn't need the assistance there. So put Magneton over here. The only one for us to pick up on this page still is Beedrill. Get our Poison Barb, and then there's a Silk Scarf to get off of Zangoose. Which presents an interesting internal dilemma here. Do I give that to Ursaring, or do I continue to have Ursaring main the leftovers, which are quite good? Oh, right. Go into the Pokemon menu for that. Put Magneton in there, and it's off we go to Mount Battle. Oh, yeah, I should probably put Magneton at the front of our party. Because we're going to go and do a little bit of level grinding and generally just work on unsealing Magneton so that way we can use it. I have to remember to go to where the move tutor is to pick up Thunder Wave, because Magneton doesn't learn that by level in this game, because it's too low level. Unless there's a move reminder, which in this game, I don't believe so. It's in the mountains, obviously. Oh no, there's a move reminder in this game. Oh, you just cost Poke Coupons for that. Can you tell me how much it would cost to do that? Okay, well, I guess we'll find out later, won't we? Let's continue. Include all of areas 1 through 3. We're going to start in Area 3. I mean, I probably could, in theory, try to push on to level 4 a little bit, but this will do for now. Fight this big lunk. Once again with his solo Raichu. Which does put us in not the best starting position here because of reasons, but I'm feeling pretty confident about our ability to do stuff here. And he starts off by T-waving Magneton. Well, good waste of a turn, dude. Because technically you slow it down, but that doesn't really matter too much to me. Let's can say it's probably not even going to be the damage dealer here, but I literally only just noticed that this dude's Pokemon is level 27. I thought he started at like 31 or something. So maybe I could have started at Area 4. Oh well. We'll find out when we get there, because heck with it, I will take a look. Call out to Magneton. Yeah, just go for a Body Slam and Shadow Rave. Real easy, as usual. Also, this casual dude. Just guys being casual dudes. And yeah, there's Magneton once again being the fastest Pokemon on the field, which is pretty good because I don't think Magneton is actually that incredibly fast. It's kind of mid, isn't it? It's just that the rest of everything on the board is so slow. Yeah, I mean, 70, that's pretty alright, but still. Yeah, this guy's got a plan, apparently. At least so we are led to believe. Nice. Oh, rude. Yeah, Swagger is not great. There's a reason why they nerfed the hell out of that move generations later. Rock shouldn't resist ice, and our fourth move on Magneton is Thunder. Yeah, so Magneton gets Rain Dance as one of its moves on Purification. So that should probably help you ascertain as to what sort of strategy they were setting up for this. Is that it's basically more weather-oriented than anything. And honestly, Rain Dance is kind of usable in a multi-battle. But sometimes you just don't want to have to do multiple turns of setup in order to use your strong lightning move. So the odds are pretty good that I am going to substitute that with Thunderbolt. Things this way, I think. Oh, it protected. Fuck. Just delaying the inevitable here, man. I understand the value of it, but in-game, these guys, not so big of a deal. Oh, hey, the Nintendo official email has been sent out to me. Oh, hey, it's March 10th. Happy Mario Day. As I'm over here like, yeah, I'm playing one of these small number of Nintendo franchises that I actually like. I don't really like the Mario games that much, which is probably heretical on some level, but still. Oh yeah, that's not going to do anything. Excellent. Our Magneton is preserved, so it didn't die. Not that it would matter too much anyway in this location, but it would kind of suck for it to get no experience. Not really a lot to say about these fights anymore. I thought these were a higher level, but I'm dumb. So... and just aim there. And do this. Yeah, this one's gonna take a couple of times. Let's take a couple of turns because this guy's Pokemon are decently defensive. Alright, time for the zone boss. I forget what she uses. Oh, she's got kind of a mix. Which is about what I would expect anyway, but I have seen a lot of instances where you have enemy trainers at the end of these areas and they just don't really do anything special with their team. So excuse me if I'm like, oh yeah, it won't necessarily be like that. Excuse me if I doubt that they will necessarily do the best idea. Oh dang, neither of them died. Well, I guess we are only level 30 with Magneton, so... meh. Happens. All right, clear these out real quick. Come on. Reverse mode to start the next area. That's fine. That just gives me more meter removal. Right, I don't have to talk to that guy. We get the coupons, like, immediately, so... Excuse me. Change of scenery. This time we're inside of the volcano passage. Let's do this. Alright, what levels are we seeing here? Hopefully they're not too high. Oh, it's the same levels as before. Okay. Well, good then. Water Pulse, and I forgot to call out there, so I'll fix that next turn. Because to be honest with you, I'm not concerned about this one rogue tentacle. It might take a couple of turns to kill, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Sorry, I was rearranging my windows real quick. Just a single Pokemon, and it's only at level 29, so that thing is doomed. Bad choice, boss. Did I learn something about battling the psychic type? Apparently that they're all complete wimps. Well, we're putting Roselia up to the front so that way that Pokemon can get some experience. Does that name look like faux pas? Yeah, I think it is a bit of a faux pas to call this class Chaser, but I digress. Love Disc, and that Loudred might die now. I don't know. But the damage won't be split between two targets, so it has a bit of a possibility anyway. Yep, there we go. Pretty good. Pretty good. It seems to be a bit more of a volcano to me, and anything that you would describe as a garden even metaphorically, but hey. Now, I've got another Corsola. Those don't like dying quickly. Although we have a grass type up front, so that might actually change this time. Beldum, meanwhile, should basically only have takedown. I don't think they ever changed that about it. So... unfortunately, it is getting a chance to act, but it's not going to do anything of real note. I mean, 22 damage is actually kind of good. Never mind. But... not really enough to matter in the greater scheme. Yeah, I was going to say, that thing's ability is poison point. This is why I'm using the more ranged option instead. Well, so much for you. Here we are at 35 out of 40 for this section. Cacnea and Chimecho. I don't have great damage here, but I shouldn't take too much either. I mean, I guess Chimecho could use a psychic attack, and that would suck. That's about it. And honestly, Chimecho is still not really a great Pokemon anyway, so in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, that's not going to do shit to me anyway. I'm looking forward to being disproven, but hey. Nice. I don't remember what our meter is sitting at for Magneton. Are we almost done with this? Oh, buddy, you're sending out exactly one Pokemon here. This is a terrible idea for you. Yeah, and it's just a level 29 Grimer. I mean, Roselia is not going to do great damage, but I'm pretty sure that Magneton takes us down. Yeah, we're a little bit over 2 bars left, so once we do this, well, we are still going to have a fair chunk to go pick up. That will speed things up significantly, though. All right, now come on, game. Give me something that... give me a trainer that just has water types. That'll make things easier for me. I wouldn't know yet. Gligar and Kecleon. Not really very ninja-like, to be honest with you, but hey. Not the weirdest suggestion I've ever heard. Right, let's use Sweet Kiss on the Kecleon, and then call out to Magneton. As you see, it is probably a little bit too soon to start using attack moves, possibly. At least by one turn, and also, wow, it has Psybeam. That is kind of unexpected. But we'll hit it with the Giga Drain, and then drop Shadow Rave. And that may not actually take it out, come to think of it, because Kecleon has actual special defense. Not a ton, but it has some. I don't think Color Change interacts with Shadow moves, but I could be wrong. I guess I'll find out. Yeah, nothing. Come on, hit yourself. No. Well, at least it didn't do 2 back-to-back Psybeams. I'll give it credit for that. We do something like this. Easy. We just have to go and, I guess, go forward. I forgot how I was phrasing this. We're going to call the Magneton at the start of the fight here. We get a Gloom and a Yanma, so that's not really Pokemon that we can do tons of damage to, unfortunately. But we can use Sweet Kiss on Gloom and hope that it does something useful. Oh, that's gonna work, obviously. Yeah, and I forgot to call Magneton at the start of the fight. Like a fool. Hey, I forgot that was an area move, so it didn't do anything to Magneton. Hell yeah. Alright, we're just gonna keep trying to do this. Call out Magneton. These Pokemon probably can't do much to me. I mean, Yanma might suddenly pull out Wing Attack or something, and that would suck. But also, that's about it, really. Oh no, the Gloom recovered like 1 HP with that. Oh no. Oh no. Big whoop. Wow, you used Foresight on a Pokemon that can already be hit by normal and ghost moves. You're not very smart, are you, champ? Oh no, I got hit by Sweet Scent. Wow. Alright, Roselia, please wake up. No, I was really hoping that I'd be able to remove Gloom, and then we would probably be able to get both these Pokemon in one turn. I like how it still animates despite being asleep. There's just something kind of funny about that. I mean, the animation is really good anyway, so... Alright, only 2 more trainers left here. Unfortunately, we are still going to have to go grind out some more meter recovery for our Magneton. But we're pretty close. So that's good. Yeah, and Roselia can take out this Graveler in one turn, almost guaranteed. As long as it doesn't get... No, it got faked out. Well, darn. Unfortunately, this person was either thinking ahead or got really lucky with the AI rolls. I'm going to assume that it was sheer luck from AI rolling good for her. Because that's how a lot of this stuff tends to go with the enemy Pokemon AIs. There we go. Good for you, Boyden. I honestly was not paying attention to the fact that all the trainers in this area are women. I didn't care about that. I just wanted my experience. My EXP points. My throat's getting a little dry. So excuse the cough. Surprised that Anorith is that fast, actually. Oh, good. I'm glad that you won your coin flip. And unfortunately, Magneton is the one falling asleep, so that's really unfortunate for us on multiple levels. Let's try to drain Anorith, and I think calling to a sleeping Pokemon has a chance of waking them up, or does wake them up. Hey, good work. So now for Wigglytuff to win a coin flip and put it back to sleep immediately afterward, right? I know how this works. Okay, I suppose maybe I don't know how this works. Or I do and my expectations are just not matched. It's how it goes sometimes. Wow, we actually won the coin flip there. That's a shock. Because confusion, usually we don't get away with that. So, Hitmontop actually has some special defense, it looks like, so that's kind of a shock. Let's learn Sweet Scent. Yeah, that's not very useful. Okay, we're at 3,500 Poke Coupons. That's pretty nice. I hope that will be enough for us to get Thunderwave. Hey, TM42 is what again? Is that useful to us? It's Facade. That, under some circumstances, would be pretty good. I wish we had the Flame Orb in this game, or even the Toxic Orb. And then we could really put that to use. $3,500 for Psychic. $4,500 for Sludge Bomb? Jeez. It's kind of rough. And then you got all this other stuff, and the prices on the items here are kind of goofy anyway, so. Eh. Well, back we go to Agate Village. Because we're at less than a bar for Magneton, right? Yeah. So we're pretty close to being able to unlock that and have a new party member. Making a bit of an adjustment here. Wrong area. This does take a minute. That's okay. Yep, this is definitely the part of things that everybody signs up for. This is why I'm not a huge fan of streams where I gotta do grinding. Because often I just don't have things really to say here. But also the gauge is empty, so we should be pretty close to getting the notification noise, at least. Excellent. Now we go take it to the funny rock, and here we go. And hey, look, another new team member. I swear I'm not going to do this every session. Although I have to wonder how long the next couple of sessions are going to be, because we've got quite a bit to do, really. But also, it is the final dungeon, so... Excuse me, it may not be as much as all that. Only to level 33? That's good enough for me. So now we're going to go back to Mount Battle and get Thunder Wave on Magneton, and then Thunderbolt. And meanwhile, I'm going to decide... Well, I can't imagine Magneton has a whole lot of moves it can learn. Especially not in terms of, like, type variety or anything. Yeah, it really doesn't get any interesting attacking moves. I guess, in theory, I could give it Mimic. That's... So no, I guess until we get Tri-Attack, that's going to be our move set for Magneton, is Rain Dance, Thunder, Thunderbolt, and Thunder Wave. See, at least it only costs 1,000. Oh, hey, the move deleter is literally right over there, too. Cool. Yeah, we'll do this substitution. And... I really like this setup, though, for that they have the move deleter come in and be useful. That's neat. Very flavorful. Alright, Magneton, you do not need Double Edge. So, until a whopping level 44, this is our moveset. At 44, we get Tri-Attack, and then I get to go, wow. Our move pool on this Pokemon is really, really bad. And yeah, Gadian Port is where we have to go to, I believe. Find out a little bit about Citadark Isle. Although for now, we're going to save and then move forward and see what's what. Oh, hey, take a look at this crazy thing. Are we allowed to just use this? Well, not by just talking to it, unfortunately. I mean, there's really nothing much to the guy, even before the Greevil part, like, other than the fact that he's just rich. Okay, sure, let's fight this random trainer. How strong are you? Well, it looks like not very. You certainly don't have a stolen Dragonite, do you? You can see Magneton is just the fastest thing right now. Not the fastest in our party, but damn, it is going. Yeah, we already know about that. You know anything about the weird vehicle on the docks? Can we use that thing? It looks really, like, super advanced, so it's probably quite capable of getting to that place that we mentioned. Okay. Yeah. No, actually. As far as we can tell, yeah. Hey, neat, we got another white herb. It's not hugely valuable, but hey. Yeah, you got the thing working? Is that what that super high-tech boat is made of? Of course, kid. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Anything going on up here? No, it just looks like they live here. Oh, some very interesting rotating things here. In the weird Pokeball frames. I guess they might be intended to be fans a little bit, but they definitely are unusual. But now we've got the super ship here. We should be able to get our way over there, right? Oh, that's some email. Ooh, time to go to the lab first. Yeah, I seen that thing before. I got something to do first, though, champ. Alright, so where's Professor Crane? There he is. I admit I can't recognize him out of a lineup very easily, and we've seen so little of him, so... Ah, down to his secret basement, huh? What do you got in here? Some sort of weaponry? Ah, we can only hope. Give me some missiles so that way I can fight these guys with missiles, I guess. Yeah, a little bit. It's getting pretty tough. We got the Master Ball. Yes, this is where the game's Master Ball is. And we're probably going to be using that to catch Lugia. Keep at it. Indeed. Yes, indeed, buddy. We will keep at it, all right. So, with that, back to Gadian Port. And we go get on the Robo-Kyogre. Which I guess is what it actually is. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks the part, but only sort of. Maybe when it's in action, it'll look a little bit more. Oh, no, see, it's got the fins. They're just kind of, like, folded up. Yeah, now it really does open all the way out to look more like, which doesn't seem super necessary, but hey, who am I to judge? But here we are at Citadark Isle. And there goes Greevil and his two goons. And we've also got a bunch of Cipher dudes here. This guy just moseys on up to us. Yeah. So this is our first trainer out here. There's a sailor. Now, how do people say that you can't get to this place by boat or anything else? We've literally got a boat sitting over there. Surely. Surely that thing is able to get here somehow. And we've got a Mantine as our next Pokemon. That thing should fold to a Thunderbolt pretty easily. I wasn't completely sure if the Crawdaunt would die, but Roselia's got decent enough stats. Meanwhile, this Golduck. Golduck is not a great Pokemon. Oh, it's our first Shadow of the area. All right, so we start off by Leech Seeding the Golduck. And then we Thunderbolt Mantine. And say to myself, boy, I hope I didn't do those inputs in a stupid way. And yeah, Mantine is down for the count. Easy. Easy battle. And Sableye is your last Pokemon. Is this one a Shadow also? You bet your ass it is. Now, Sableye is a Pokemon we might be able to actually, like, chip decently with just hitting it with, like, regular damage moves. And not kill it. There is every possibility that we will still kill it, but it might live this. In fact, I'm really hoping it does. The thing is that Sableye does not have stats practically at all, so you got to be careful about that. And thank goodness it just kind of used Shadow Hold on us instead of doing anything useful. So, to start us off, I am going to just throw a ball straight at Sableye and hope that we catch it with a minimum of issue. And then I'm going to burn a Hyper Potion on Magneton, even though throwing out more than 2/3 of it kind of upsets me a little bit. Yeah, no good. I was really hoping, though. See, now it's going first. Well, I guess between that and Golduck. Golduck is paralyzed, so it should probably be fucking slow. All right. Well, with that out of the way, we're going to try to do the same setup on Sableye as we did to Golduck. And I guess just kind of hope that we don't lose anybody just by virtue of... Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because there's no more EXP in this fight. So... yeah, that's fine, actually. Just moderately irritating. Send Claydol out. But since we've set up on Sableye, yeah. Can I throw 2 Pokeballs in one turn? Oh. Well, there's your answer to that. Rain Dance isn't really very useful here. Oh, right. It can't be switched out because it's currently in Shadow Hold. Guess click Rain Dance. Why not? Hey, now Golduck gets to not do anything. That is great. Look, refresh. That's not really a thing that helps me out any here, but hey. All right. Pretty good. This guy just sort of does whatever that move is called. So we're going to take this and go back to town, which means we got to see a cutscene. Because, of course. And there isn't a Pokemon Center here, is there? I have to go to, like, Agate Village, I think. They probably need a couple more healing places in town. I mean, they're quite good at giving you healing locations in dungeons, but in towns, less so. Less so. Excellent. Excellent. That will, however, do it for us for today, because that's been a nice 3 hours, and despite the weather concerns, hey, nothing actually, nothing went badly. Well, we're going to complete, or possibly tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but I have a feeling that Citadark Isle is going to be pretty long. But maybe it will be. And maybe we'll be starting a new game entirely next week. I do not know yet. We'll find out then.